up until this morning, I'm carless and bikeless. I don't really know what's going on with it. I've literally pulled it into the drive. I've not even started it properly. The gap there, as you can see, is slightly more this way than it is this way. And I think I can do something with this. I shall try to polish out as much as I can. Where's the bumper gone? Somebody stole my bloody bumper. Lovers of budget cars and bikes. Welcome back to the channel if you're a subscriber, and welcome to the channel if you've just joined us. And look what just turned up. I keep saying I may end up stopping buying these kind of salvage cars, because I've had a couple of little dramas, as you know, including the Fiesta, which needed a new engine, which I'll stick a link to up here. The little Astra, well, the Astra that turned up and was a complete bloody disaster. Again, I'll put a link up here in a minute. But we've had some good ones as well. The Hyundai i30, I thought that was an amazing car. Hopefully you've seen that video anyway. If you haven't, again, it'll be up here somewhere throughout this video. So I decided this week, as I haven't had a car for a little while, I'm actually, well, up until this morning, I'm carless and bikeless. And I saw this come up at Cinetic in Exeter, that company I've been using up there, Hills I think it is, in Exeter. This popped up and it didn't sell the first week, it didn't reach its reserve. So I kept an eye on it, put it back in my watch list for the next week, and I won it by about a tenner, I think. We'll talk about, sorry I keep saying we'll talk about prices in the second video. This is basically our first impressions to let you see what's just turned up at the door, as it were, and what I think of it, etc, etc. It's a little Citroen C1. Now, if you wonder why I haven't panned around to this side yet, that'll become obvious in a minute. It's a little Citroen C1. It's an edition, whatever that means. It's done a grand total of 35,000 miles, and it's a 2014, so it's got the daytime running lights, the funky little wheels here as well. It's in incredibly good condition, I have to say. Like most of the cars I've tried to buy are, or at least they look it in the pictures, but you never know until it actually arrives at your doorstep. And as soon as it arrived on the back of the trailer, I noticed this lovely little beauty down here, which is a bit of a disappointment, but not really unexpected, because it is, you know, 7 getting on for 8 years old now, and I think I can do something with this. I shall try to polish out as much as I can, and then I'm going to try to fill it with paint, fill it with lacquer, sand it back, polish it up, and see where we go with that, because the rest of the bumper is in very, very good condition. I mean, the car is bloody filthy, because it's obviously been outside waiting to be sold for quite some time now, but it is in extraordinarily good condition, as you can see. I'll have a little look on the inside in a minute, but there are some bits I need to buy for it. It's a 5-door as well, which for a tiny little car, I didn't actually even realise it was a 5-door, if I'm honest. But it needs a very, very good clean. It smells a little bit in here. And I've just spotted the parcel shop. Bonus. I was about to say it needs a parcel shop, and well, it doesn't. So that's a hell of a bonus. Funky little car though. I quite like the interior. I like this kind of metal look thing here as well, and these old style opening windows. I haven't seen those for a very, very long time, and I like that. I think it's kind of cool. But as I said, it's a 5-door, a 4-door hatch if you prefer. The seats, they need well sorting out. But if you remember, again, looking at previous videos, the M Sport 1 series that I did, the seats were worse than this, and I managed to bring them back really, really well. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do the same there as well. Funky little seats. Again, the front doors are the same as the rear doors in the respect that they've got this kind of funkiness going on here. Electric front windows, not electric back, I don't imagine. Actually, we'll have a look at that, because I didn't notice it. Of course, it's got that little thing there. What a wally. Anyway, it looks like I could probably clean up these mats and use them again. Let's have a little sit inside and see what's going on. And here it is, the little Citroen C1 interior. As I said, it needs a bloody good clean. I don't really know what's going on with it. I've literally pulled it into the drive. I've not even started it properly. It's got a little rev counter up there, which I think is quite funky. Now, these are very, very, very similar, if not identical, to, I do believe, the Toyota Aygo and the Peugeot 107. I don't know what's in this box here. Let's have a little look. You'll see what I see, as they say. I imagine, and I can only imagine, bear with me because I'm trying to do this one-handed, that this is the lock-in wheel nuts. Certainly looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, I would say that's lock-in wheel nuts. And somebody's old glove. So, thank you for that, whoever decided to leave me that. Yeah, looks like wheel nuts to me, but they don't look locking. Anyway, I digress. I shall deal with that at another time. Little 12-volt socket in there as well. That's kind of cool. Yeah, brilliant. Aircon seems to be working very well. It's a 2014 with 30,000 miles, so that doesn't surprise me too much. Little 5-speed manual. Grubby, as I said, bit grubby. We'll have a little look under the bonnet if we can get there as well. It's a real shame about that, because I haven't seen another mark on this car. And there it is, little 1 litre petrol 3-pot, I'm assuming. Again, it's just turned up, so don't slag me off too much. Chain driven, brilliant. I love a chain driven car, less to kind of worry about. Battery looks almost new. I mean, everything around this car looks in really, really good order, until, of course, we get to where we need to be in a second. As I said, daytime running lights as well, which I like that, the LED ones. Now, why was this a Cat N write-off? What was wrong with it? I hear you scream to yourselves. We'll go over the roof, as you can see, no damage there, no damage there, and then as we pan back, dun 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 dun, where's the bumper gone? Somebody stole my bloody bumper. What's going on? No, I think, and I didn't spot this in the pictures, so don't get me wrong, I did study this for a couple of weeks, and I looked here to make sure that everything was kind of in alignment, because it's only a Cat N, not a Cat S, so obviously nothing structural. Crash bar's fine, everything's fine. Bumper's been ripped off somehow. I did spot that I thought possibly something had been pushed in here, but I'm not convinced that's the case, because it seems to be the same there, and the brackets are all fine on both sides there as well, so that's all good. And then I did notice, the first thing I noticed was this rear brake light. It's melted. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. The whole thing is just completely melted, as is the rear windscreen wiper, the handle, the button, and the number plate illumination lights. They're all melted. Yeah, not quite sure what's going on there. There's a bigger gap between the glass here and the actual rear light than there is on this side as well. Not sure. Oh, and it's also melted here and a little bit here. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. I mean, it opens. It all works, as you can see. There's no obvious damage per se, but I'm wondering if I can move that light slightly this way to make this, the gap there, as you can see, is slightly more this way than it is this way, which is a bit odd. And the glass looks like it's chipped a little bit here. Now, there is a guy selling the entire rear glass on eBay at the moment, and that will include 2 new ones of these, obviously. It'll include the rear wiper and the handle there, and as you can see, the Citroen badge is a bit moody as well. But it's in bloody Bridgewater, which means I'd have to drive all the way to Bridgewater, and I really, really don't want to drive all the way to Bridgewater just to get a bit of glass. That just seems like craziness to me. But otherwise, I've got to try and find a new Citroen thingy, a new handle, a new wiper, a new button, unless I can try to fix that, which I don't think I can, a new hinge, and 2 new ones of those, but I think they might come with the bumper, so we should be alright with that. But the good news is it's all bolt-on, bolt-off stuff, as you can see. It's just a couple of bolts, change that, a couple of bolts, change that. Obviously that's pretty self-evident how you change that. These look like, I'll open that up again and you'll see, these look like they're just literally bolt-on jobs, as in there's a bolt there and there's a bolt there, so you should be able to literally whip that off and whip a new one on very, very quickly. The same as that, there's 2 screws, isn't it? Piece of cake. You could probably get the bumper on and get all those bits fixed in a couple of hours, no problem at all. And if you can get a decent bumper, in colour obviously, this would be ready to go in a morning. You know, you literally fix this in the morning and it'd be ready to go out the door, and somebody could have it as their next car, or their first car. Good tyres, as you can see. As I said, 35,000 miles, I do believe, 2014, 2 owners, lovely little car, lovely, lovely, lovely little car. And I'm hoping, once I've given it a bloody good wash and got myself some bits and bobs for it, then it'll fly out the door. We will do another proper review on this once I've had a chance to drive it, because obviously we haven't driven it. I haven't driven it properly yet, and once it's up and ready, I will take you out with me. Hopefully the brackets for the GoPro will have arrived by then, so we'll take it out for a little drive. I'll let you know my thoughts about it. We'll talk about MPG, values, that kind of stuff, what I paid, what I expect to get paid back for it after my work, and all that kind of stuff, and what we think about it as a first car, a little 5-door hatchback. So if you haven't, then subscribe to the channel and you'll see a little update on this probably in a couple of weeks, because we try to get a video out every 2 weeks now. So as I said, subscribe to the channel, you'll see exactly what happens to this, any little dramas I find along the way. If there's anything that's going to take a little bit of time to fix, I may even do a time-lapse doing all the work at the back there for anybody who's interested in that. I mean, there's plenty out there, so I don't know if I'll bother, but if you want it, drop it in the comments below. If you want to see me do a time-lapse fixing all this stuff at the back, I'll do it. I'll just add it into the next proper review video for this. So we'll do a two-part basically on this. This is just the intro, first impressions, and then we'll do the full review after it's fixed, and I'll let you know exactly what happened, what I think of it, and whether you should buy one. Alright, as I said, if you haven't subscribed, then please consider doing that, and give the video a thumbs up. We're getting really close to 5,000 subscribers now, so if you can give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, give it a like, all that kind of nonsense, and comment below as well. Comments really help. So you try to make them nice, because some people do leave some moody old comments down there, and I get it, you know, but try to make them as nice as you can, just to make my day. And look out for another video in probably a couple of weeks. Alright, thanks for watching. Take care now.